The Lakers have finally done it. They found a suitor for D'Angelo Russell, who heads back to the Nets, along with 3 second-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. But how much better or worse did this trade make the Lakers? First of all, trading for Dorian Finney-Smith is the kind of move I was hoping the Lakers front office would make. Too often the Lakers front office tries to go for the home run, the kind of trade like they did for Russell Westbrook and then for D'Angelo Russell. But this move brings in the kind of skill set the team has been lacking. This move also now leaves the door open for a possible second trade closer to the deadline, as reports surface that the Lakers are willing to use their last 2 first-round picks. With a guy like Gabe Vincent playing much better as of late, alongside the contracts of Christian Wood and Jared Vanderbilt, who both haven't played yet this season, that could be the core for that next trade. Dorian Finney-Smith gives the Lakers much of what they've been missing, providing great defense, three-point shooting, and athleticism. Starting with that defense and athleticism though, the Lakers have been severely lacking when it comes to perimeter defense, forcing Anthony Davis to try and guard multiple guys per possession because their point of attack defenders can't do their jobs. Because of these weaknesses, the Lakers have had to make an adjustment, which could further unlock the offense if they have better defenders on the floor, such as DFS. By switching the type of coverage Anthony Davis is playing from an up-to-the-level aggressive mode to now more of a drop coverage, he's able to be in 2 places at once, helping on the perimeter but still being close enough to quickly rotate back to the paint. Right now, this has been necessary because the Lakers desperately need him on every defensive possession. But with better defenders on the floor who can hold their own, this might turn into more of an offensive weapon and a positive for this team. Dorian Finney-Smith is the kind of defender that can help Anthony Davis in the starting 5. So much so that he's been playing center for the Nets when Claxton was out last season. Despite standing at just 6'7", he was able to hold down this role just fine because of his shooting ability, which actually made the Nets kind of a dangerous offense because the shooting ability allowed Brooklyn to benefit from a better spaced floor. Now, he isn't great with the ball in his hands, as he's sometimes able to attack a closeout for a finish or a pass, but by no means is he going to be creating his own shot. But what it does give the Lakers is another guy who can space the floor, allowing LeBron and Anthony Davis more space to work into. Throughout the career of LeBron James, he's always liked to have both corners spaced, which has allowed for drives where the defense would either send help where he'd make the pass, or he just gets a much easier look at the rim because the opposing defense has to honor the corner 3-point shooters. This play is exactly what I mean, as with Dinwiddie on the drive and DFS spacing in the corner, this forces Rudy into the paint, which allows Spencer to make the easy outlet pass, forcing Gobert into an impossible closeout, and he knocks it down in OT. He can either spot up or attack the closeout of a defender, which he does on this possession, finishing through the contact of Jared Allen. But that's not all, as he also has the leaping ability to be a lob threat, here cutting back door for the stuff. Now on defense, imagine that Claxton is Davis on this possession, as Claxton's able to force Jokic to make the pass, and look at how Finney-Smith shuts down the rolling green, coming for the backside block. His help defense is also great, here coming over at the right moment to swat away Bay's layup attempt. But he's also more than capable to hold his own 1v1, here staying with the play to deny Murray the drive. I see his role within the Lakers being in that starting 5, as I feel like he's going to be the most effective when he plays alongside AD and LeBron. If I was Coach Redick, I would swap out Rui Hachimura for DFS because of his far better defense and 3-point shooting. This would also allow for Hachimura to have the ball in his hands more off the bench, potentially becoming more of a focal point offensively in those bench minutes, getting post-ups or getting open off screens. As I believe this adjustment would give the Lakers a much needed boost to their bench scoring and their starting 5. Now, Shake Milton was also in the deal, and even though I was a big fan of him as a bench piece for the 76ers a couple seasons back, I don't think he's going to get a large role within this team, as at best he's likely going to be a 10 to 15 minutes kind of guy, coming in and playing spot minutes. But the biggest adjustment is what this means for Austin Reeves, who's now likely the team's point guard moving forward. In the game against the Warriors on Christmas Day, he filled in for Russell and showed out, dropping 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists on 40% shooting. Making this even better is how this is not a one-off. Whenever Reeves has gotten more touches, he usually really makes good on them, as Austin has been superb as of late for the purple and gold. But how do I view this move? Well, like most of you guys, I don't think this move instantly changes the West standings, and I don't think it pushes the Lakers into overnight title contention. There has to be a lot more improvement within the current team to get to that stage, and I don't think that one move drastically changes the outlook for the team. But what it does do is help the Lakers right now, because in my opinion, this is a move they should have made a long time ago, instead of trying to hit the home run with a Russell Westbrook or a D'Lo. It's these little moves that are likely more impactful, especially when you realize it also keeps the door open for not only another move, but also to continue to have flexibility and limited stress on your assets moving forward. This is certainly refreshing because throughout the LeBron James, Anthony Davis era, we've consistently seen the Lakers linked to the biggest names, such as DeMar DeRozan, Trae Young, and Russell Westbrook. Despite these guys clearly not fitting into what they do, too often the Lakers see a big-time name and they go for it, choosing popularity over fit. But it appears as if they have finally made a smart, smaller move that actually makes sense. The Lakers have finally realized that getting all this star power doesn't instantly make you a great team, and in fact, it can actually do damage to what you currently have. So now the Lakers take a step back and they've gone out to get a guy who's legitimately a 3-and-D wing, the exact kind of player I think the Lakers should have always been trying to get since the LeBron AD era started. They need wings who can come in and guard multiple positions, play without the basketball, and knock down an open shot. These three wants perfectly align with the strengths of Dorian Finney-Smith, making him an ideal fit for the team right now. For the last couple of seasons, it appeared as if they were hoping Hachimura would transform his game into something like Dorian Finney-Smith, but I think it's becoming more clear by the game that Hachimura simply isn't the kind of defender that they hope he would be. But this isn't actually the first time we've seen the Lakers go out and make a smaller deal. Think back to the time where they brought in Malik Monk and Malik Beasley. But the downside to bringing in guys like these is because they're only offensive players. So when they struggle to shoot the ball, it really hurt the team. But in the case for Finney-Smith, when he has a cold shooting night, he's still going to be out there hustling, guarding multiple positions, and giving you a great defensive presence, making him playable no matter the circumstances. A flexible player like this is exactly what the Lakers needed, and to only have to give up a guy like D'Angelo Russell, who has clearly been the odd man out for multiple years anyway, this not only makes them even more flexible for another move, but it also gives them more possessions to your main guys, such as LeBron, AR, and AD. To be able to have more possessions with the ball in your best player's hands is obviously going to be a good thing, but this trade will also make their lives a little bit easier defensively with the presence of DFS, as even though it's a smaller trade, it's definitely impactful. If they had made this move a couple of seasons ago instead of today, I would have been even more in favor for a deal like this. But I can't help feel the fact that it's a little bit too late, as LeBron is quite literally on the last leg of his career right now. If they had made multiple impactful moves like this one instead of trading for Russell Westbrook, I would have no doubt in my mind that the Lakers could have competed for another championship. So I like the deal, but I just wonder if it really matters at this point, because of how late into the career of LeBron James we are. But these are just my takes. If you guys had to grade the trade, where would you place it? For me, I'm looking at a B+, but where would you guys grade it? Let me know in the comments section below.